Welcome to the RSP Boiler Room. I'm Matt Waldman with the Rookie Scouting Portfolio. If you understand what patience looks like with a running back, it doesn't really matter whether the creases are big or small. You're going to be able to spot it when you get an opportunity to see them in action. And part of it is just understanding the blocking scheme and what the running back is supposed to do. This is a good example of this type of play because it looks like he's just running through a huge hole. And he is. I mean, let's watch the part right here. I mean, look at that hole. That fits at least two running backs in it that he's about to head through. But you also need to understand that he gets pretty close to his interior lineman here before he works around that crease. So you're seeing that even here, he's practicing some level of patience, some level of pressing the crease and then working to the opening of it rather than just heading directly to the opening. And you'll see it actually not only with this particular run where it kind of works inside and comes to the outside through the crease, but also from the red zone angle here. You can see, you can't see him here. You barely see him here because he's pressing towards his lineman. So if there were a linebacker behind these defensive linemen working through here, he's not going to see Swift until about this point right here. So you can see Swift is working at an angle, and he even kind of cuts tighter towards his lineman to this side than he does towards his tight end on the left, or at least from the defender's point of view of the left. So you can see the level of patience in terms of, you know, how he's practicing that. So how does this come into a play where the patience is truly needed? I think that that's where, you know, also where people get mixed up is where they look at plays and they say, okay, well, what about when we really need him to show some level of patience? This is a duo play, meaning that there's two double teams working up towards these linebackers. And he heads straight towards the mic, the middle linebacker here. And the middle linebacker gets filled, you know, or gets blocked right here. So now the open blocker is this outside linebacker over here. And you can see Swift knowing that he's got to set up that angle. He takes a little bit of a step to the outside. The defender gets engaged, but then he works another step inside. You see that left foot go inside? But you can see that he's taking smaller steps because he's trying to patiently wait for his blocks to set up to see if a lane will open, and he gives himself a chance to be able to go either straight forward or to the right. And he's pressing that crease. There's another press right here, and you can see that it's just small steps, and he's putting himself in a position where he can be able to work either direction. And he sees that defender get blocked, bounces it outside, and then you see number 4 coming into the angle here, and he does a nice job of being able to get downhill and press to that outside, and then make one step with the toe point to the inside here, and he's going to run into his receiver. And it's a really good idea on paper, but, you know, in terms of this cut back inside, but he runs into his receiver. But see him prepare for that and just knock over his receiver and have the contact bounce to continue forward for another 4 or 5 yards. Well, another about 3. It's about 3 yards. Yeah, maybe 3 or 4 yards at best. But still, you're looking at a play where his patience takes him from maybe losing a yard or getting a yard if he can push through this to being able to find the opening and generate a 3-yard gain on 1st and 10, which may not be the most efficient play in terms of what we commonly expect in terms of yardage per play, but it's an efficient play based on the context of what's going on with the defense versus the offense here, because the defense defends the middle of the field well. And now he does a good job of being able to be patient enough to find a crease and get a productive gain out of it. So patience in 2 ways. One on a very easily looking block, and a play that looks really blocked well, and a play that's defended pretty well. If you're looking at what the running back should be looking at through his eyes, you can usually ferret out who's patient and who's not. Thanks again for watching. For more RSP Boiler Room videos, you can check out my YouTube channel, Matt Waldman's RSP Film Room, and my site, www.mattwaldmanrsp.com.